What is up? Are we live? Have we been live? It says 10 seconds live, but who knows what that means. What is up? We're here. We got another SCW Invitational Tournament, another cash money tournament. Friendly, welcome to the stream, my friend. Already insta here, getting that comment out. I love it, bruh. I love it. I love it. And I love that this game is going on and that we caught it. It's a Gosu game. We got the 4 drones versus Legend Gohan. I'm just trying to figure out how to get the title changed because I still can't figure that out for some reason. Let me just see. Let me just check. Ooh, Dingo's up. Gohan is actually up right now. We're just jumping into it. Yeah. Okay, let me just see again before. Oh, one day I'll get good at the start of these streams. Again before. Oh god, that's my own stream. But yeah, we have to get there so I can spam it to here. Streaming. Alright, there we go. We just had to get that little chat in. Okay, let's see what's going on in this game. Oh my gosh. Tony G, you're so bad at this. Is that what I want to see? Okay. Oh god. Hey, okay, here we go. He seems to always get this race when we watch him, but Mr. Kokanee, who apparently is down 2-1 right now versus Legend Gohan for the SCW Invitational Tournament that, believe it or not, your boy got invited to. He will be participating in the tournament as well as trying to cast as many series as he can. So he will, well, of course, his first seed is matched up versus the current number 1 seed and his boy, current clan member, XTRE Vulture, who we have seen a lot of. Tony G will be playing a best of 7 versus him in the first round. The good news is, though, that an XTRE will be representing XTRE in the second round, at least. One of us will go by no matter what happens. Because one of us have to win unless we both get disqualified or something, but this isn't the XTRE in-house tournament. Alright, so Gohan is going to go with the classic Nexus first, but he did choose to scout. When I do this, I don't scout. I like to make it a little bit sneakier, but scouting is also a good option. It's just going to mean that maybe it's a little bit behind. He's actually going to wait to 13 and throw down 4. So this is actually a really old school, quite risky, but very bold build. He's going to go for the 4 gate right after the Nexus first. If he was up against a 5 pool or something, he would be a little bit vulnerable for a little bit while, but luckily he is not. He's actually going to be able to give this up pretty much no problem. The first scout is going to go across the map to check if there is any mid build. Going to go in the bottom left location and send a Marine up to the top middle. He is going to see that probe, so he will know what the matchup is, and he will be able to prepare accordingly. We'll see the Academy timing. It's probably going to go down right now, I would imagine. You want to get that down nice and early versus a Protoss so you can get those medics and fire bats up accordingly. He won't be up against too much pressure. So we're going to see exactly how Yellow is going to follow this up, if he's going to get some gas or if he's just going to try to pump for a while from these 4 gates and get a Zealot mass. He doesn't look like he has any interest in throwing up a choke or anything. He is confident that he will have enough Zealots against any kind of early Terran pressure. Mr. Kokanee, I wonder if he is going to apply some pressure or if he's going to throw down a couple command centers of himself. This matchup has a lot of different things. It's not like the TVZ where there's like a pretty standard thing to do. But I guess like the most standard, what we might probably see is the Terran trying to either apply a lot of pressure and go for the kill, or he's going to turtle up. And that is pretty much the same thing for the Protoss. He either is going to try to go for a lot of early pressure and break the Terran, or go for like a mild pressure while adding in some drops, or go straight drops. Or go carriers, right? There's a lot of things you can do. Usually you do want to apply some pressure, because Protoss typically does have an advantage, and you want to get any damage that you can before the medics and Stimpak come out, because then this Marine ball is pretty difficult to deal with. You can see a probe out at the top of his choke. He's probably going to want to throw down a pylon there to maybe start getting some cannons out, because this Marine army will be pretty strong, especially with some fire bats and medics. And when that stim upgrade's complete, he will have an opportunity to do some damage. We can see a cybernetics core going down and a couple cannons at home to make sure that no fire bats get that run by, which is always something that Terran is looking to do, because that is like the storm drop. It does deadly damage, lots of splash damage. 2 shots could take out a million zillion probes in one hit. We're going to see how this goes. He's going to wait for his medics and fire bats, going to stim up all of his Marines out, get a couple free shots off on these zealots, going to make sure that he doesn't allow the Protoss to get his choke up, which is what the Protoss really wants in this situation. Because once siege tanks come out, your cannons aren't going to help, and they're this far. Here we are seeing that firebat run by. It is going to get actually 1 shot off, but good pull from Mr. Gohan there, going to attack with those 4 probes, make sure that it's not too vulnerable, while also putting some DPS on those firebats. There is a timer on when DTs will come, because DTs will stop this pressure. DTs will come up before vessels, science vessels for sure. And he actually will have a scan fairly soon, so he should be prepared for any kind of DT pressure, because it wasn't exactly a DT rush. It looks like Yellow going for the Korean Reaver Speed Zealot sort of idea here. The Terran just keep poking in, trying to pick off any units that he can, but I feel like Zealot Speed will be done soon, and we're going to probably see a shuttle and then dropships, or a Reaver once that robotics facility finishes. But we'll see how she goes. The Protoss again trying to take back his choke, and the Terran is going to continue to pressure to make sure that that isn't an easy job. You can see he's slowly adding up cannons up closer and closer here to do what he can. Pro Bang asking him Steve Colorado Avalanche. I don't know if that's a code word or a poem that he wrote, but he will say those strange combination of words there to I'm not even sure who. No one is going to reply to him, because they're probably just as confused as I by what he is trying to say there. Continuing to push forward his gateway and his pylons to make sure that his macro is good. Orange is going to not decide to risk it too much and go back home to his choke, where he is throwing down lots of bunkers and a couple engineering bays that will help stop this early pressure in this nice little funnel here, especially if you fill these couple front ones up with fire bats. They really do work on these bunched up zealots that are trying to get through these small little holes. And yeah, we're going to the early game. Both players are going to survive. Yellow was able to build a big enough army to make sure that no pressure was possible. Orange not interested in building bunkers or anything. That was something that he could have done when he did have this choke. And if you start throwing down like even 3 barracks here and then some bunkers behind, you're just making it so it's harder to funnel in from these zealots, and you just got to make sure that you get a turret up and push slowly with turrets and bunkers. That's what you can do instead of going for the science vessel super early, because that is a lot of gas that you want to be spending on tanks and such. So the first DT going to come up here, see if it can sneak in or get any damage done. There is a turret up here, but there might be a little bit of a path for him to sneak by. Zealot's now going to come out. I don't know what this is full of. I imagine that it's full of 2 Reavers, though, and he's probably going to try to push this out, but we do have 1 tank out. Siege mode looks like it's done, or it has been forgotten. It's probably done. The siege tank going to want to siege up as soon as possible. We see all the upgrades getting thrown down now. Yeah, okay, it's just 1 Reaver here. Going to start pushing away what he can. This tank now is going to come up here and try to siege up. Make sure that he doesn't get any free shots off on this engineering bay, because if that engineering bay does go up, that's going to be more path for those zealots. More area of damage, and that's just not what you want in the Terran early game, especially when you don't have much behind, many production facilities behind. Lots of more gateways going down for Gohan. It looks like he is going to try to get a nice big army with Storm and Reaver and break this Terran. He does not want to go into a longer game that he wants to, because Terran late game can be pretty dangerous. The siege tanks are going to push back this Reaver that was trying to get done. You do see a pylon up here. Probably going to see a couple cannons just to make it more difficult for the Terran to push out. If something goes wrong in one of these attacks, the counter will be a little bit delayed. We'll have to have siege tanks. And in that meantime, he will be able to mass up another army with all these gateways at home that he is doing a nice job building. Not the best spaced out. There might be a room here, but that's okay. He was trying to defend. Did mess up his base a little bit. Not the prettiest base, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't lose you any games, really. We got one depot over here, which is nice too. That's going to be used to not only give him some supply, but it is a place to pull his SCVs in the drop. But now we do have a big push in here. See these zealots not being targeted, not being clicked. They need to click on this engineering bay to get by, or else they're just going to run in circles because this is a full wall off. They can't even sneak by. This SCV is in a nice position to even stop that one little pass there. No targeting. These units are all just getting taken away. Yellow not paying attention. Let's check out actually the dash Mr. Yellow Cam here looking, but then no, it's not even doing. Just going to throw one storm down, but not going to use these zealots to any kind of effect at all. That was an absolute complete waste. Not a good attack at all. Only a couple Marines taken down by one storm, but a million zealots just died. Not even attacking this engineering bay. More and more depots and stuff is going to go while he does get his turret ring around to protect him from any kind of drops and stuff. Using all of these Marines back at home also to protect himself from drops. This is all good stuff. Only keeping what he does need at the front. Didn't have to pull any of that though because Orange chose not to do any drops. These tanks are looking over here. Maybe Yellow did get a or try to do a drop there that I wasn't quite paying attention to. Maybe that's why he was missing all of those zealots. Possible that I messed that up. Let me just confirm what the score is. Yeah, okay, so Yellow is up 2-1. So it's the best of 7. So you have to win 4 games. Near, I don't know. I don't want to give out my. Are you even trying to? Yeah, basically. Getting all weird and personal. Maybe he wants to meet up. Mr. Bang and Vulture are both Canadian boys. Man, this. So my millions of viewers are all gonna dox me. They understand, which is reasonable. Wouldn't want the millions to egg my beautiful house. I got the ring detection system, so I would be able to snipe and locate them immediately. So that is not a problem. But let's get back into this game. Orange continuing to throw down a lot of turrets and a lot more barracks. He's going to look like he's going to use actually a lot of Marine medics with just a couple factories. Usually a lot of players like to go pure factory, but that isn't always the best against mass zealots. Marines do a lot more DPS, but then again, the Marines are countered pretty heavily versus High Templars, which all Protosses do need in these games. A drop coming in here. A lot of Marines around here are not gonna get one storm off, but SCVs do need to stay under the storm for the full duration for them to die. They are the strongest of all the workers. We do see Terran now moving out, confident that he does have the production behind to be able to push out comfortably. He does have his upgrades and a nice turret ring up here at the top, which is the most common spot for people to try to push out. The Protoss, I would say, is going to be in a bit of a tricky spot here. You actually are super vulnerable to the Terran if you haven't done any damage to them, because they're going to have a big bank and they're going to be able to continue to just non-stop mass, and Terran army is pretty strong. He doesn't quite have enough gateways to, I think, defend this. If he doesn't get a lot of damage here up on this next drop, this Terran looks like he is going to be able to power through and actually take out this Protoss quite easily. That one attack, I think, was the biggest problem for the yellow player. He decided to just send all of his units in and not target any or not target this engineering bay or the depots, which allowed the Terran to just kill off his entire army without any casualties. Only that one little storm snuck in, but that really wasn't an issue at all. He did not have to pull any reinforcements from his home. We are going to see a attack while dropping at the same time. This attack doesn't have any High Templars, so it's probably not going to do the best. Meanwhile, this drop did come in here. The SCVs are pulled. 2 High Templars are going to drop. A lot of storms going down, taking out a lot of the gas. Orange does have a big bank, or a big gas bank, so that really isn't going to affect him again too much, and he was able to pull all of his workers over here and kill that attack. So again, another great defense by the Terran player, not taking any damage. The Protoss is not making any ground. He is getting backed into a corner. He's losing map control right now. His drops aren't doing damage. Mr. Kokanee, I guess, does have a pretty big bank. He's not too worried. Still a lot of workers. That did take out quite a few workers, but still, he's going to have to do a couple more of those to really actually hurt the Terran, because the Terran is going to be moving forward, looking for a kill, taking back map control, going to slowly build himself forward so he doesn't get killed by any DTs or Arbiter. No cloak. It would be nice if he spread these tanks out a little bit more, because you know that there's going to be a lot of storms. Actually, no storms here. Maybe Gohan, not thinking he has enough time for those High Templars to get any energy, going to just move forward with a lot of Zealots, but these tanks with a nice spread are going to be able to defend again and continue to defend his map control. It's a good job not overextending. The closer you are to your main, the closer reinforcements are going to be there to help. Another drop coming in right at 200, so we're going to see exactly how many workers are killed this time. A nice pull again, nice and early. Oh, and a great EMP. One storm was get off, but that EMP was very ghosty getting that off. That's a hard timing to do because EMP slow, and it has a weird area of effect damage. An SCV going to go over here to try to get a little bit of a better idea of when these drops are coming, but slowly pushing forward on the I don't know what they're saying, but that is funny that they're all weird and awkward about it. Maybe they were saying some weird stuff. Tony G sneakily streaming. Not really sneakily, I said it already before they said all that. There's another army coming out. The Protoss just doesn't really have any other choice right now than to continue to push out forward and try to regain map control. I think that is actually true. I checked my YouTube statistics. It's all males between the ages of 18 and like 32 or something. And all from Canada, US, a little bit from Peru, and a little bit from Korea. We do have a couple Korean viewers. I was just looking at all of my YouTube stats, which aren't impressive at all, but they are still cool to look at. A nice drop coming down here where the SCVs did get stuck on this little machine shop. 18 kills there and 5, so another 23 kills. Thing. Yeah, he is. He always has a really good pull timing. The second a drop comes, he does have those workers pulled. He's always got that eye on the mini-map. More inching forward, just slowly inching forward. The Protoss doing a pretty good job at dropping and continuing to whittle down this army. You can see Kokanee's gas now is slowing down a little bit. You can see with all those pulls, he's tried to put it back, but it's hard to remember exactly how many SCVs go in where. Another push out coming here. I don't know if that EMP was good, but oh, a very good storm here. Getting like a lot of those tanks down to low HP. 2 storms on a siege tank will kill them if you time them like out separate, like if you just space them out properly. It's a really tough spot here for yellow though. He is maxed out. They are both maxed out. These drops now are almost dangerous because he is in a spot where he does just need to kill. Yellow doesn't have a probe out on the map, so he is really going to depend on these drops. Even if these drops, though, do kill all the SCVs, Orange does have enough economy to re-max and just send in to kill Yellow. And Yellow probably needs to send a probe out, but I don't think he really has enough time. You can see the 235 APM maxing over and over again to try to stay alive. His window of opportunity is closing to do any kind of significant damage. He does have the Arbiter out, but he really does need an expansion, I think, because once these tanks get sieged in, it's just really difficult to kill. But oh, the vessel was back, so all these units got to get really close, got to not take any damage there as they were cloaked, and there was no detection. And he's going to take out a big chunk of tanks there, going to keep himself alive a little bit longer. But yeah, it's a long way to go. Doesn't want to lose these. These high templars with full energy coming out here. That can be a lot of kills. Going to get one storm off right before he dies, which is good, but that could have been a game changer right there. Those storms are just really crucial to get off in those Terran army, because these Terran army is just so big. We can see a couple ghosts getting in here to be able to lock down any carriers that he might have been massing back here, or even locking down an Arbiter is always a good call. He's using his medic strat. Ooh, yeah, the medics. That's always a good idea. Throwing the medics up here to heal all of your workers. Very ghostly stuff. So they, because over time, the SCV takes a full storm if they're under it. So if you pull it, they will survive most of the time unless they do take damage over time. A nice little expansion coming over here using that SCV that he did have earlier for drop pulling. Another drop coming out here, just slowly losing ground though. Each time he does this, he's losing gateways, which is going to slow down his mass. You can see he's not maxed anymore. It's just going to be more and more difficult to do. This drop really does need to do damage. You can see that it is finally slowing him down, even though he is maxed. And I just really don't think Yellow's going to be able to hold on. Obviously, he's not going to give up though, because he is streaming the SCW Invitational. Kokanee pushing in farther and farther. There we do see a GG called. He does not have the production to continue holding that army, continue to try to push that army back. And yeah, I'm going to call GG, knowing that that is going to be a slow, uncomfortable death if he does continue to stay in that game. You're going to jump into, it must be 2-2 now. Jumping into game 5. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, Tony G, StarCraft. I don't have enough viewers to get a custom YouTube URL though. So go ahead and subscribe to help out that so we can get a YouTube/Tony G StarCraft custom URL. And then I can spam it a lot easier instead of having to copy and paste it from my own YouTube channel every single time to people. That would be dope. So I don't know what we're waiting here. Cold. He put them there. That was on purpose. He did bring those SCVs up to repair his SCVs. Ghostly little tricks like that are what can give you the advantage that you need to take out these really high level players. Ooh, who made this thing best of 7? I'm pretty sure he is the one who did it. Hello, Arturo Garcia. How are you, my friend? I probably butchered your first name, but welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy your stay. I just opened up that drink and then didn't even take a drink out of it. We got ourselves a... we got the first round of the SCW Invitational. We got Mr. Kokanee, aka 4 Drones, in a tight series here versus Legend Gohan. This is game 5, currently tied 2-2. The last 2 games that we have... Oh, I don't know if I've streamed 2 games or not. The last game, we did see Kokanee. In the game before that I did see, but I was trying to set my stream up Mr. Legend Gohan got Zerg versus Terran, and he tried to do a dirty old 6 pool with a hatchery at the choke, and that did fail. Quick GG to give Kokani his first game, and then that nice TVP. Very well played by Kokani, not many mistakes, and he was able to win that. They're talking about they did play 2 games, obviously, because it is the game 5 that I was not online for. I was cooking up a dirty old dinner and missed out on it, but we're here for the end. Long series. It is 2-2. 2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2. I always underestimate goals versus air. It's our word. Goliath with range are pretty good versus air, as long as they can see it. If carriers get over the ledge, though, then the Goliaths start freaking out, and then they are not as effective as they could be. Mr. Kokani going down with the Nexus first, and then the exact same build Legend Gohan went for, the exact same open, and it is a reverse matchup, which is dope. The score is 2-2. Sorry, Mr. Garcia, I didn't see that. It is 2-2. I don't know how long the delay is, but I'll just go ahead and reply in the chat so you can just get an instant response and not be confused at all. A very quick gas going down and a pylon at the choke. So Mr. Kokani looks like he's going to go for some kind of sneaky shenanigans, not just a full out mass. Mr. Legend Gohan getting a very... Look at that. It's actually the exact... they play the exact same as each other in the same matchup. So we'll see if Legend Gohan has just as powerful as the Terran as Mr. Kokani, and we'll see if Kokani can get some damage done with his drops. He was able to pull almost perfectly every single time, and even the SCV is getting stuck. And yeah. No problem, my friend. No problem, Mr. Garcia. I'm not even going to try to say your first name again. I'm just going to stick with what I do know. And yeah, that will just help me from butchering it. I really need to stop saying an oh yeah. Sounding like a nerd. Couple cannons going down at the choke, which will stop any of Gohan's plans from early pressure, unless he does, of course, decide to throw down the 2 barracks, which is a common strategy. Actually, no, okay, right away, we're not going to be able to see that. We're going to see the command center. It looks like he's probably going to go into turtle mode. I won't be surprised if we see a couple SCVs thrown up here at the choke to start getting a wall with bunkers up here, because that is always something you're worried about, is the early push with high Templars or Reavers, and you just these Marines just aren't good against those. So you need the bunker support. But he could be aggressive, or he could be actually, he's being really super greedy. He's going to throw down a triple here and stop Marine production completely without any bunkers or medics up here. So he actually might be a little bit vulnerable to this attack that is coming in from Kokani. He does have 7 Zealots coming in versus maybe 12, 13, 14 Marines. If they can get us around, they should be able to take that out, no problem. Hopefully there's a couple medics or firebats coming out of these. Oh yeah, 1 firebat and probably 2 medics here. They do take a little bit longer than Marines. But oh no, it's just going to be 3 firebats popping out. 3 firebats, no medics. That probably actually will be enough to change the tides of this battle. Those firebats just do so much damage, and they do protect the Marines, which allow them to do even more DPS while completely protected. Couple more medics are going to go up to make sure they heal that up, and then he actually probably will be okay due to Yellow's build. He won't actually have to throw down all of these bunkers, which is good because that does take away minerals that he could be spending on his late game. He's going to throw down 2 engineering bays, so it looks like he's actually going to go for the same kind of thing where he throws down a lot of gateways and factories combined, not just going to go for the full factory push, which I guess just non-Koreans like to do. A nice scan going to go off. It's going to see the timing of all of Kokani's tech. Going to see exactly what he is doing. Know that he actually did choose the right build. He probably sensed that a little bit earlier when he scouted the early choke, that he didn't need any kind of bunkers there. So good read and good confidence there. Not worried about it. 2, he's going to be sure that... yeah, that not any pressure. Not so much pressure where he's going to need mass bunkers is going to come. He knows that the most likely thing that's going to come from yellow is going to be the mass drop. So we're going to see how he prepares for that. He does start his turret wall, which is pretty early, before the 6-minute mark. I guess that scan did show that that was a pretty early rowboat, though, as well. He did throw that first gas down super duper early. Still only 5 gates, though. No other upgrades look like they have been started. Probably only these two, actually. I guess you can't really tell on this guy, can you, either? So maybe just throwing down probably shuttle speed and high Templar and the storm from these guys here, while getting his economy up. Going to throw down a couple cannons around his main, because he knows that these tank drops are always a possibility, and that can just cripple you. If they even just get one shot off and take out 15 probes, you can just really feel the difference in these early games when you just need every single worker. Not going to be the case, though. Red not throwing down any kind of starport yet. Going to just focus on his marine upgrades and getting down a couple more factories. Now going to start throwing down the bunkers, though, right as yellow starts to throw down the counter choke to not allow red out. Red is going to, or Red was able to get a marine out here, which is just always good to be able to pull for drops. 2 more scans going to go down. Going to see exactly what is going on. It looks like Kokanee is just going for a nice big drop. All 3 of these might possibly be full. I don't know. I wasn't exactly paying attention. Maybe they're not full yet. I don't think he built a Reaver. Still no real defense around the main other than just the turrets. A couple turrets here, but that won't be enough to stop the shuttles that are going to be accompanied by a couple of Corsair. They, of course, will take all of those shots for these delicate old shuttles. They are heroes in their own right, these Corsairs. They sacrifice. They're basically on a suicide mission. If you're in a Protoss versus Terran, and you're not being used by a Korean player, you know you're basically going to be a suicide. You're not even going to be able to throw down a disruption ray most of the time. This little zealot, oh no, he's just on patrol. I thought he was trying to get himself into that dropship. First drop going to come in here. Let's see how it does. We do have a lot of Marines here. SCVs are going to be pulled. The 2 High Templars are going to get down. One going to go down, not get any kills, not even killing a Marine. Nice dodge altogether there. Another storm going to go down, which is going to take out a lot of Marines. But overall, very good defense. Great pull, great dodging. And he is going to have a good enough defense without any bunkers or siege tanks to defend that first drop. He did have a significant time pulled away, but of course that doesn't really matter. More scans going to go down to check out the progress and the plan of the Protoss player. The Protoss player actually looks like he is going to go right into carriers, going to skip any kind of ground pressure and go straight carriers. Bang. Also seeing that that is what the strategy is going to be. It is going to be discovered by Red, though. I believe he did scan that, all of these being built, and these couple extra here with the fleet beacon. So we'll see how he's going to prepare for this, if he's going to try to go for Valkyries or Wraith or just Mass Goliath. Not exactly sure what the plan is. Oh, very nice storm here. But then again, you see what I said earlier. These the SCVs have to be under the storm the full entire time for them to die. That would have killed all of probes, and that would have killed all drones there. But SCVs are strong, and they will live through that storm. They can drive right through it and survive. Very impressive stuff, SCVs. Good job living there, not dying like those stupid drones and probes. That's why they are the designated stacking unit. If you're gonna stack with a race, you always choose the Terran, because SCVs are the beefy bros, man. They're tough. We can see in the medic strategy here, which is pretty cool stuff. Sometimes they do this on their own, but this is a thing that I guess people do. They pull down a bunch of medics here to reheal all of their SCVs to, again, yeah, just make sure that they can survive. Red is going to try to push out, which is surprising, because he does not have hardly any production and hardly any supply or any bank or anything. I guess no, but he did scan that there's carriers, so he knows that there might not be any ground army, and he actually might be able to get away with this. Another storm drop going to come in, a fairly good dodge that time. I don't think he took too many losses there, but the pulls are going to even hurt them when you're this low in supply. A High Templar up here must have stormed some Marines and got a nice little drop off. These tanks are going to start inching forward, knowing that there isn't going to be any ground army and that these carriers will be coming super duper fast. At the 10-minute mark, we can see that instant carrier off of 6 gate. Not even that many cannons on the map. Pretty risky stuff, but it could work out. If, well, we do have actually the covert ops. That's a pretty good counter. He's not even going to try for anything else other than ghosts. He's just going to go for this push with 3 barracks ghosts. We'll see actually how that does. More and more drops, non-stop drops from yellow, really pressuring that economy of red, who's not really been able to establish an economy long enough to build up any sort of bank. He really does need to continue to build production facilities, because if these carriers get out and you don't have anything to counter them, I don't think 3 barracks ghosts are going to do it. Very nice drop again, that time taking a lot. This game is over. Yeah, Kokanee's drops just too powerful. Not even going to go for any kind of pressure, just mass drops into carriers. Pretty go-to stuff. It's hard to pull this off. He's making this look a lot easier than it is. This isn't an easy strategy to do. It's really risky. It leaves you vulnerable in a lot of spots, but he was able to keep the Terran army down and the economy down just enough to buy him time to get these carriers out. And if these carriers come out while this choke is still here, it's nearly impossible for the Terran army to push out. It's very, very, very tough, because these carriers could just chill over here and you're just fighting interceptors and cannons, and it is just hard to be cost efficient in that situation. We see here now the carriers are going to distract these turrets as well as this Corsair to get a drop with even less pressure here. All good stuff here. Just using the interceptors again, so even the Corsair doesn't take any damage. Turrets target interceptors before Corsairs even. So this drop is going to come in, no problem. 2 more storms going to go down, actually killing himself there. Suicide Storm, or maybe that was a friendly Firestorm. Either way, going to take that out. Pushing forward with only at 121 supply. This is super duper ballsy, but I guess this is what you have to do. You can't just turtle and keep taking drop hits forever. You do have to try to put some counter pressure on. But now that there is basically max carriers out, he is going to be able to take out probably this 24 Marine army here fairly easily and counter. Tell friendly he made you famous. Alright, I will. Thank you, Mr. Christopher Walsh, for your kind words. And welcome to the stream, my friend. We got a tight series here in the SCW Invitational. It is currently tied 2-2. We just saw the same matchup but reverse players in the last game, where Kokanee was able to win the TVP, and now it looks like he's going to be able to win the reverse matchup, the PVT. These drops just doing significant damage now every single time, taking out workers, which is just not what you want in this situation when your supply is done, your production facilities aren't really up, and you just don't have any kind of bank or anything. It's just you need to be able to mass starports or more barracks or anything really to counter these carriers that are just going to be coming out non-stop. And yeah, these drops don't look like they're going to stop anytime soon right now. Anytime soon either. Bang, confirming that the score is 2-2. This is a tournament. Yeah, it is a tournament. The SCW Invitational. If you go to StarCraftWorld.net, you can see the bracket. I can't show it right this second. Also, I don't know how to show it my desktop other than the game when I have the game running, so I can't show you it. But yeah, this is the first round of the SCW Invitational. What's up, JKM? Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Nice to see you. This is, I guess I'll just say it again since we got a couple of new guys here. The SCW Invitational. It is currently tied 2-2 of the first round. First round probably. I don't think any games have really been played yet for this series. The bracket was just posted today, a couple hours ago. So the games that will be starting to pump out. The rule is that you have 3 days to do it. But anyway, the carriers are going to come in with a drop, and the drop is going to take out all the SCVs, and the carriers are going to be able to take out the main, and then Gohan is going to call GG because he doesn't have a bank or anything, and that is going to be the game. We're going to jump into game number 6. Good stuff there. I got a little distracted there with the chat, but we pretty much knew it with GG there once we saw the carriers and all those drops continuing to do damage. I don't think I spoiled it too much. Good stuff here. We're going to jump into game 6 now. Mr. Legend Gohan is on the edge, or on the verge of getting eliminated. This is a single elimination tournament, so if you do lose, you are out. There is no redemption bracket. And yeah, all games are all games are best of 7. And they all are R versus R, of course. That's the only way we do it here. And yeah, we got ourselves Kokani AV. He's been on the channel before as Mr. 4 Drones, aka 4 Drones, aka the Korean Slayer, up against Legend Gohan. I'm not familiar with this player. A bunch of Smurfs made legend names. I'm not exactly sure who they all are, but he is an old school Gosu. Obviously, if he went up 2-0 against the Korean Slayer, he's pretty good. Jumping into game 6, whenever these guys decide to start, not sure what they're saying. It is hard to speak and read at the same time, unless, of course, you're speaking what you're reading, but that is not, obviously, what I'm talking about. And yeah, I don't know what we're waiting for. Maybe I can get a quick pre-gamer in here while we are waiting. And that's actually what we're going to do. Just 1 second while I be right back screen, you guys. We are back, jumping into it. They just started 3-2. Yes, 3-2 for 4 Drones, aka the Korean Slayer. It is very easy to forget the score. When I first jumped in, I asked like 12 different times to confirm. But yeah, Mr. Legend Gohan, not in the spot that you want to be. GG, thank you, Chris Walsh. I should be an auctioneering. Do you know any jobs hiring? Because it probably pays more than streaming, because so far you can see it in the goal up there. I've made $0 in my goal to make 10 billion so I can buy Facebook, which is the dream, to take over Mr. Mark Zuckerberg's job as CEO of Facebook. And yeah, oh my goodness, we have the classic matchup that Kokani is famous for. We did see him lose to Vulture, who he skipped the lurkers and went right for Mutus. He was able to counter the classic Kokani slow push, where he does do the 2 factories at the choke, gets Just Marines and a delayed factory. I've said that a million times. Cole does he does do the same strategy almost every time, and I wonder if Gohan is familiar. Momo, this is an effing stream. That's what you do. I'm casting the games, you. Nah, it's so hard to choose insulting words that won't get me demonetized from YouTube. So we will just leave it at that, and you can fill in the blanks with your imagination. Momo, is that leg? Yeah, Momo, is that leg? It's probably you legging. Mo. Just quit the game and watch the stream, brah. You get the you can mute it if I'm talking too much. I'll make sure that I don't miss any of the hanging action. Kokono is going to see the matchup. His SCV is going to go in the middle that he was checking for the mid build, and he is going to see the Overlord, who is also checking the middle of the map for a mid build. Always something that you want to prepare for ASAP if you are playing against a Protoss mid build, because those Zealots just come out so quickly. This first SCV though is going to see the path, the trajectory of that Overlord, and scout the correct position, get a couple shots off on that first sunken colony with SCV, but back out ASAP. We're probably going to see another gas go down here if I do know my boy Kokanee, which I feel like I do, because I feel like we've casted him doing this matchup a lot of times, at least more than one times. And Bang is going to choose this time to speak to Kokanee. Obviously, you're not going to get a reply from him. He is in the middle of the game. So I don't understand why you would even attempt a conversation at this point with him. Going to throw down that first factory. We don't see the second gas yet. So I don't know if this is a little bit of a delay or... Okay, maybe he doesn't get the second gas until the second factory. Maybe I don't know the exact timings of it. So yeah, I guess you can afford the 2 factories off of 1 gas. He knows his build a little bit better than me. There we go. The second gas does go down right after that factory. So he can start his starport siege mode and get all those tech labs that he does need to continue this push forward. We're going to see here if Legend Gohan is going to go for that super quick Mutabomb, which seems to be the best counter to this slow and deadly push. We're going to see if Kokanee has learned from his game last night where he did get countered, and if he's going to have enough medics to defend the mutas, or if he's going to have a Valkyrie or something to just help with the mutas, because if the mutas just can get massed out and they can outnumber the Marines, you're just not going to be able to stand a chance. You do have to put in some kind of pressure. I do believe only 3 sunken, so Red has been playing super duper greedy. I feel like these guys definitely have played before, because he's playing this right now excellently, very, very nicely done. Not wasting any drones or money on any kind of extra sunken colonies. He's just going to now slowly push forward. He does have that layer going down. Oh, he does have the Hydros Den, so it looks like he actually isn't going to go for pure mutas. He is going to go for possibly the quicker hive and just get that Aspire for Scourges and go for the Defiler hold. He does have a good corner spot, which does make it easier to turtle. The first engineering bay is going to float out. Mamba always told me to build 2 engineering bays so you can send 1 back to the choke and see what the tech is, and keep 1 here as site for the siege tanks that will eventually and obviously need to be pushing these sunken colonies back so he can enter the Zerg's base. Actually, a evolution chamber. I guess he's actually going to get that for a spore to kill this engineering bay. And we do see the Queen's Nest going down. No Spire yet. So, yeah, it looks like he's definitely going to go for Defilers, not any kind of Guardian or Mutabomb play. He is going to go for, I don't know if it's safer or not. I feel like it's never quite out at enough. This comes out, or this push can kill you around the 9-minute mark if you don't have anything killing it. This is able to get the vessels out in time to kill these lurkers almost immediately. It doesn't delay it very much, and then he just has a nice big push afterwards, and you just don't have many sunken colonies. And if your Defilers aren't done, which they won't be until the Terran army is usually right around here, and if you can get, oh god, if you get a couple of nice swarms off, you will be able to defend, but it's just a really difficult spot to be. He does have the Spire going down now, throwing down more and more sunken colonies to try to delay this push as much as he can. What's up? What's up, Vulch? What's up, brah? Me and Vulture have to play in the first round. Think we could play our games after this? Just play. Yeah, I do want to cast that as well. Vulture, yeah, me and Vulture, me and him got matched up in the SCW Invitational. We are both a part of this tournament that we are watching. I did get invited, and yeah, I will be playing against, of course, the #1 seed, current #1 player at the moment, Vulture. I will be a team kill, and I'll have to eliminate the #1 player in the first round. It's going to be a big upset, but I'm going to have to do it. It's just what I do. I kill people, and I'm going to kill Vulture. I'm sorry, but I will do it. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to eliminate you in the first round. It's going to be a big time upset, but yeah, the first lurker is going to come down. 1 lurker was able to get picked off. The vessel isn't quite out, and we don't have any kind of command center, so no scans will be available. Just pulling these tanks back just enough. The Defiler mount is just started now, so the countdown for this push is slowing down. He does have a lot of Scourges out, which I do like, because if he picks off of each of these vessels, these lurkers will be undetected. The siege tank is going to, he knows that's so he's also going to do his best to protect it, but he is moving it quite a bit forward. Going to go back to the Marines, is going to save it. Only 3 sunkens left. 4, I guess, actually quite a bit here. He does know that this is the most likely path for these units to go. Kokanee also knows that this lurkers swarm will be out soon. The lurkers will, or the defiler mount is done, but oh my goodness, look at that micro from the vessels. These scourges aren't going to be able to catch it. He's going to be able to keep it alive just all long enough to take out the 2 lurkers. This is looking super duper not good for red here. Siege tanks are going to siege up. No defilers are out. It consume does upgrade fairly quickly, but you still need to get a defiler out and then not get killed. Oh, this vessel is going to get so close again. The scourges just stopped though right before it. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to pick that off though. I don't know if there's any more. Look at it. There's 1 lurker there slowing down, but we do have another vessel behind, which is going to be close. Another lurker is going to get down, going to get a couple shots off on these Marines, which you just don't want right now when you only have 3 barracks, which have been pumping nicely. The macro is kind of slowing down a little bit for Kokanee, but he does smell blood. He's super close to killing him. The Terran player, or the Zerg player, still no defilers out. Not going to be able to consume anything if it's dead. More lurkers being spawned. The siege tank is going to siege up though, right in the face of the right in the face of the Zerg, right up the main. Going to start targeting these workers. Hopefully it's going to target the workers. 13 workers, quite a few workers taken out, but not the perfect targeting. He was able to save quite a few of those and survive somehow. Not the most production behind, obviously microing a lot super intensively. Wasn't able to macro the best, so he does have his starports getting thrown down now, and he was able to continue production from the few facilities that he did have. So he does have a nice second push here coming in, but he does have to keep this vessel alive because there is lurkers. Still, again, no defilers out. So these lurkers, if they are detected, are going to be vulnerable. They're not invincible without that swarm. The first lurker now going to pop out, going to consume anything in its path. It just needs to consume something. Another defiler was tried to mate, but it looks like he canceled it. It is the same hockey, or maybe they would just shot down. Not sure. The first swarm is going to go down. These Marines are, though, blocking the lurkers from getting in there. Weren't targeted by the siege tank. They are going to get under the swarm. So this little area is not going to be able to be attacked for now. A Muta coming out to get a little bit of DPS, but only 1 Muta isn't going to be enough to really do anything significant. 1 turn and a couple of Marines here to protect that. Another consume going to go down though. This defiler is super vulnerable. If he was able to target that, that would have been super huge. He needs to start eradicating these defilers as soon as he can. Lurkers moving closer and closer and closer. Only 1 lurker here, but it's just not going to be able to die. It's going to be able to pick these tanks off if they don't unsiege and move back. More Scourge coming forward to pick up these vessels. We do see one vessel, another good micro from our blue player. Now getting more and more production facilities down at home. It looks like it's all Stargates. It looks like his most popular choice for follow-up. I don't know if he has an armory. He doesn't even have an armory, so it looks like he's going to go just mass vessel. And continue this push. He's super close. He's breaking the choke. He knows that this is very possible to kill without having to go into the late game, but throwing down a lot of hatcheries behind. Gohan playing really, really, really well. The vessel gonna go in here. No workers, and okay, good. He does have burrow, or no scourges. I meant to say in that first thing. He does get an eradicate down. Only 1 worker though. Very nice burrow by our red player. Always important to get that upgrade. If you forget that upgrade one time in this matchup, it is GG. He did go for that double layer, so it looked like he was probably he wanted to go for drops as quick as possible. So it's very nice that he even still had a plan behind all of this. Very high level Zerg play here. Oh no, that's not what you want. All the Scourge running into that engineering bay automatically, wasting away all of this gas on a building. That's not what they wanted. They are built only to suicide bomb into these bad balls right here, these big blue balls right here. And just, yeah, it's way harder to survive when this is your choke point and all of this area here is still available. I would really like to see blue spreading these tanks out, moving them back at least, so that he's just making it so there's more area that the Terran has to throw down these swarm bombs. Double eradicate on each of these vessels. Gonna go in here, going to get some kills, but just going to delay more and more mining and just take out everything under its path. All of the Zerg units are vulnerable to this. I think they even kill actually lurkers underneath. I'm not exactly sure about that though. That would actually be a pretty good idea if that was the case. If it does kill lurkers under swarm, an eradicated vessel, that would be pretty cool idea if you could just patrol it around all of those and actually do damage. Actually might have to test that out. That's a pretty good thinking, Tony G. Pretty go through. Another eradicate gonna go down. Each of that, even if it's not killing all of them, it's just a little bit of time that you're not collecting. In this kind of situation, the Zerg just really can't afford that, even though he's doing a very great job surviving, holding on to this very strong push, not able to reclaim his choke, but still surviving in this situation without losing all of your workers is very impressive. Kokanee has gone for a couple of these killer blows, but hasn't quite been able to finish it. We do see the battle cruisers though, this time macroing a lot better behind that attack than he did the first attack, knowing that this guy isn't going to die easily, that he can't take this guy can't take this guy. You can't take this guy for granted. You know what I'm saying? He is a pretty go through this Legend Gohan. All players from the Legend clan, of course, are pretty good. I haven't played them, but that is a pretty go through clan. Not as go through as AV and XTRE, of course. Those are, of course, the number 1 and number 2 clans. It's not important which one is which, but they are the top 2 clans at the moment. And there's actually 5 extra members representing in this tournament. 4 AV members and 3 Legend players. So a lot of different clan action. Oh, those Scourge taking out all of the vessels that time. But oh my goodness, I was actually able to take all of those lurkers out before they burrowed. And that is going to be a GG move. That was super duper close to being another great little hold. But yeah, wow. Good job there by both players. Gohan really putting up a fight there, not dying to that super strong push as most people do in that situation. Is that 4-2? I think that is over. I think Mr. Kokanee will advance. Let me see if I can actually put up this this bracket for you here. Let me just check. Invitational. Yeah, okay, so we got Legend, Evil versus Thanks. I can't actually bring it up. Vulture versus Tony G. Battle of the Real Pros. I agree. Mind's Eye versus Kenshu. JDXI versus Mandingo. We just saw Kokanee take out Legend Nasus, so he advances. They'll be playing the winner of Gangster Jose, who I think already forfeited. So it'll be actually Extra Boxer who is matched up versus him. So the next round will be Boxer versus 4 Drones. Our Gosu boy Boxer taking on the Korean Slayer. Then of course we got Vulture and Tony G. They will be playing the winner of Legend Sven and Coco AV. So yeah, I think the biggest first round. Oh, and then of course we up in they're fighting for the last place in the main bracket. Extra Sword versus LA Paradise. LA Senido versus Move Slayer. The winner of those 2 matches will face off, and then the winner of that will face off the winner of Evil versus Thanks. I know it's pretty hard to keep track of all this. I don't know if we're jumping into a... Is this the extra? Ooh, boys. Okay, so this is actually sweet. Perfect timing. Right as that series ends, we are going to actually jump into the semi-finals of the Extra 2v2 tournament. $400 American to the winner of this. So this is another big time series. Give me Obspot. Give me Obspot. Give me Obs. Give me Obs. Yeah. So yeah, dope. We're jumping into the 2v2 extra series. It is Mamba the Great and Extra Prez versus Mark Extra Beats, aka the first YouTube hater, And Kelvin, aka Chew, who did that solo cast, which got a couple thumbs down, and we haven't done it again since. Also because he had a terrible mic that everyone said was from 2008. I think we might actually have time for a quick pre-gamer before we jump into this, because these guys are talking a lot, and Mamba has a little baby that he's always trying to take care of. So yeah, we'll do a quick 2-second pre-gamer here, and then we will jump into the casting this game. This is game 1. We are gonna do it right from the beginning. So yeah, we'll see how quickly this goes. It is a best of, I think it's the best of 5. Nah, just streaming. Just streaming. No time to watch those basketball games. Okay, so I'm going to do this quickly. Be right back. 2 seconds. Enjoy this. Be right back screen. And then we're going to jump into the game 1 of the semifinals of the 2v2 $400 extra tournament. 2 tournaments going on at once. Crazy stuff. What a great caster to be able to do this. Can you see who's watching your stream? All right, I'm going to... oh, should I put a delay on? There is a bit of one already. Okay. Tim, you can still see that on the chat. Tim, Mark thinks you're cheating. Get off the stream if you are. I don't know what that noise was, but I just heard a noise that's different than usual. Oh, maybe I bet you Extra Puck just added me as a friend. Okay, I'm doing the be right back screen now. Be right back. Stop getting distracted. Be right back. Okay, we're back. We are back. Okay, jumping in, people talking, lots of people talking. We're waiting on Kelvin, maybe? Bryce, you wanna host? Mark doesn't want to ban people. Alright, Mamba's gonna host. He'll ban people. Look at that. It was a friend request. Betcha it was Extra Puck. I can't. Oh no, it was Mr. Kokanee. Mr. 4 Drones added me. Mombro's gonna make, because he does not care about banning people, and we had a ton of observers there. He's gonna throw the ban hammer on a couple of them, because he does not like a lot of people, especially with Mark. I feel like they just hate everybody. Mamba, keep it PG-13, bro. Oh my goodness. So yeah, just give it a second here, and we're going to jump into the 2v2 2v2 $400 to the winner of this tournament. This is the semifinals. Your boy is still alive in this tournament too, so I'm still actually active in both of these tournaments too. I'm in the loser bracket. We just defeated Boxer and Chosen One in that last stream the other day. And if we win the next round... No, I guess our next round will be against the losers of this round. So whoever loses this, me and Caesar will be playing. I don't know if he quit or is in jail or what, but... me and whoever my partner is. I've had a different partner every single round, basically. And we'll see who that is, and that's who we'll be playing. Me and somebody will be playing the loser of this match. So it is Mamba and Extra Mamba, Extra Prez versus Fairy, who is Extra Fairy or Extra Stunts. I don't know. He has a bunch of AKAs. And Mark, aka Extra Beats, aka the first YouTube hater. Still just waiting to start. Again, it takes a while to begin, but we will jump into it the second they start. Ready? We got it ready. Ronan in the air, always BM, and it feels like. There we go. It's a good plan, Mom Bro. Mamba's plan is to kill everyone. They are not going to go into social because Mamba's baby is sleeping. Alright, let's go. Go, go, go. Let's go. It's PR versus PR. Tim is going to be Protoss and Beats is going to be Protoss. And Fairy going to be random and Mamba is going to be random. So it's always interesting strategy behind who does what. It's always interesting to see the Protoss, who's a Protoss, who's a random. We'll see what the matchup is. That is always a big determining factor of who wins these games, because PZ has a difficult time. Typically, that is the worst matchup to have. Whoever Orange is didn't have the best. Mambro, not with the best mine collection. So Mamba, he was a random. He got Protoss, and Fairy was a random, and he got Terran. So not the worst matchups, but I would say, actually, I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Mamba is stuck in the corner here between two players, but that could be good, could be bad. He's probably going to get tanked in and cannoned in fairly easily, but he has a pretty easy spot to harass Mr. Fairy. Fairy, though, Mr. Chu, is pretty good. I don't know why he's not on the extra tag for the extra tournament. That doesn't look good at all, but he's representing L, which is a very respectable, super respectable clan. I once knew someone named Fedor L, who was the best StarCraft player I've ever seen in my entire life. And yeah, of course, Fedor L was in the L clan, so that gives L a respect badge, I guess. I don't know. We're going to see how this goes. Mamba has been playing very, very aggressively in these games. But Mr. Extra Beats here is he ex pro member. He's won a couple VGTs, a couple SCWs, and 2v2. So he does not like 1v1. He loves the 2v2. So we're gonna see what strategy he involves. He's going to be the leader of this team. He's going to be telling Fairy what to do. But Fairy, he is super duper Gosu. He knows what to do as well, how to live. Our 2v2 strategy involves me not helping him at all if he's getting attacked 2v1, and he usually does a pretty good job at surviving while I build up and try to kill the other two people, who for some reason forget about Tony G. You can't forget about Tony G. So Prez doing the 3-gate, and Mamba doing the 4-gate, and okay, there we go. 4th gate going down now for Tim, just a little bit slower. We're going to see a little bit of a early on micro battle. Again, it is brown and purple versus orange and white. I wish you could kind of do the red and blue, but still, what as like StarCraft. StarCraft 2 just has all of observing just figured out so much better. I don't know why they can't just bring it on over to remastered. Like, you remastered the game. Why don't you? I guess they still did remaster the observing experience, but if they could remaster it just a little bit better like they did in a game that they've already created, the second version, they might as well give the first game the same treatment. We see the first two Zealots coming out for Mr. Extra Beats. He has super duper good micro on early game. We don't see that defensive pylon up yet for Prez. He does need to get that down. Not in the greatest position. He is going to leave a opening for these SCVs that were able to dangle on each side. Take out one probe. The probes now not collecting. 2 probes getting taken down, but the probe the one zealot that was attacking does get taking out. Ronan and Bang really distracting me. I keep reading about Khabib, and Khabib is a monster. I like to see it. Meanwhile, Mr. Beats also didn't put his pylon in the greatest position. I like to put it over just a little bit more, but I guess that can still be blocked with 2 zealots. Mamba getting a 2 kills himself. Mr. Marks SC or probe gonna come in here, getting a nice scout off. Purple taking a little bit of map control. We see Mamba pinging to go to the Terran. They want to attack Mr. Purple. A good hold so far by Brown, not even having to throw down a forge. Quite confident in his Zealot micro that he will be able to defend Mombro just poking in while White looks to get some attack going in on Purple. Purple did send his army over here to try to help Brown, so he is a little bit out of position. If he does lose too much army from this sandwich attack, he is going to be super vulnerable. Mamba microing on both fronts. Let's actually look at the Mamba cam right now. Mamba is going to be microing on two fronts here. He did just lose his probe there. He is pinging again, pinging to go Tor, Chu. They think that the Terran is the best thing to go. We can see trying to running. We can see 10 Marines running away from one Zealot. That is typical Chu here. Lots of Firebats out with a medic though, going to make quick work out of these Zealots. Very nice. I like that a lot. Without even stim, these Firebats make short work of these Zealots. Meanwhile, Beats is microing perfectly still without a forge, taking on all of Mamba's workers while also putting on a little bit of counter pressure of his own. Very, very nice. I haven't seen Beats' APM this high. This is a big time tournament. What do you mean, Chris? I made Tony G. What do you mean? You guys have a discussion about that. What did you do, friendly? What did you do to make me famous, bro? Getting distracted by the chat, not a bad thing. Mamba throwing down his triple and starting his gas. Beats now getting his forge and a couple cannons down. It's hard to tell the orange and brown Zealots apart, even when you're all zoomed in. They look like they're on the same team, but they are attacking. Looks like the best way to do is tell on the minimap. In the minimap, though, you can see that Mamba is very, very aggressively going for the main. It's going to take 500 shield down from it. Meanwhile, Mr. Mark is going to send Mamba back into his base and then come over here and fight White. I'm not exactly sure what he's been doing. He is only throwing down his Nexus now, no gas, and he's just been massing Zealots from 4 gates, I guess. Maybe he tried to throw up some cannons. It didn't quite work. We can see Brown now working on cannoning Mr. Mombro in. Mombro, though, already kind of expecting that, going in for the drops. He knows that it's always that in the later terms he's going to get choked in by tanks at the very, very minimum. Mamba telling Tim to choke hard, to just mass cannons right now. Both of these players, though, going for Mamba. Mamba might have been a little bit too aggressive on his teching and maybe doesn't have his choke, or he definitely doesn't have his choke established. He could be costing this team the game, though, but you never know. Mamba is pretty good. Tim coming in here with help, trying to take out these cannons before they go down, but we do have a big time attack coming in here. Quite a few cannons are actually in at home, and if Mamba is able to get these Zealots in these little crevices, he will be able to at least even out this fight a little bit with the protection of the cannons. But the Marines and Firebats all coming in together, taking massive damage here, but I think Mamba is going to be okay. Again, it's so hard to tell. Mamba does say he's okay. Mamba is confirming that he is a-okay. He does not need any assistance. Tim still was able to distract a little bit those reinforcements. Purple getting down his one factory, just massing from his 5 gates, getting his command center up a little bit later. And we can see the supplies right now. Mamba 69 supply, 71 in the lead. Close second here. Just actually really slow. So Beats here was I guess playing the same as Tim, kinda just really macroing. I guess he did actually throw down the 5 gate, but I didn't notice that either. So yeah, he was going super Zealot heavy to just try to get map control the best he can. Very nice here by Fairy, pushing forward, not allowing Mambo to take his choke, knowing that the later this game goes, the better it will be for them if the situation continues this way. A great position play here by Mr. Beats team, Beats and Fairy team. The Marine's going to come in here, stim, not going to run back, not many medics here, but still a pretty good attack from Purple. turret going to go down here. Make sure no DTs are going to do any damage, and hopefully a couple bunkers going down as well. White has been ordered to go the Terran. Beats moving back his zealots. He has a lot of zealots though to still be able to deal with Tim. Not much at home for the Terran player, so these SCVs could slow down or it's definitely going to slow down reinforcements for this push, but there's still just not very much here. His gateways are getting targeted. These units aren't going to be able to pump out or mass out very well. Brown coming in here nicely to make sure that Mr. Chu is okay. He is going to go into Dragoons. It looks like he's not going to go for drops. They see that Mamba is on the verge of dying, and they do want to finish him off. Mamba is it's a pretty big kill if you can get Mamba. Tim really falling down in supply here. He really needs to get some more gateways and units though to try to help Mamba, or try to do some counter damage as ASAP, because I do not think even Mamba DTs are going to be able to hold on to this. He's going to have to micro his heart out. He does have 116 supply. He is in the supply lead, and he does have DTs, but this very nice turret here by Mr. Chu, the MVP turret. Oh, a drop did go down. Oh my goodness, a drop did go down, and he actually was able to get all of those SCVs by fair. I did not see that, but big time moves by Mamba. Mamba actually might be able to, if Mamba can survive, this is amazing. This is why I love Mamba. Able to completely, actually, okay, no, very good job. Fairy was able to pull some SCV, so he didn't get ult. Good job. I wasn't paying attention at all to that. There's too much going on right here. Now, tanks, though, getting closer and closer to Mamba's main. If they can reach these probe line, that is going to be GG. Beats doing what he does, cannoning people in, going to continue to push. Another drop coming out for Mamba. We do have one tank here, which is going to take a shot. The Reaver is going to go down. Nice pull from Purple. Oh, he's going to have to pull back. These tanks, not quite at the tank line. Mamba fighting for his life, but down to 68 supply. Not much he can do in this situation. Tim trying to push out, trying to break out so he can get over to help out his brother, Big Mambro. There's one tank, though, going to go right in the line, going to get 18 kills. Beautiful shot, and going to get the other kill. All of Mamba's probe now basically dead. This is an extremely tough spot. White not being able to have enough army to push out, holding in him. Well, Mamba gets closer to death. Not going to give up the dream, though. He does have Reavers. With a will and a way, he might be able to pull this out, but I just don't think so. A couple scans going to go down. I don't know where. Maybe just... Oh, no. Okay, right there. He was scanning to see if Mamba expanded. Beats does have a probe down here. He's always ready to get a little expansion and start collecting wherever he can if Mamba was going to mass drop him. One drop chip coming in here for Mambro. Two zealots and the Reaver. The Reaver, oh, not going to target the probes, though. He needs to target the probes. Gets one side of the probes. Going to get, oh my goodness, going to get most of Beats' probes. Doing mad damage. Getting to put Tim in a position where he might be able to kill one of these two players, but I don't think so. This Terran push just getting closer and closer, slow and steady, wins the race. I feel like he is going to be able to eliminate Mambro's main at the very least. Now targeting it, these Reavers stuck behind their own pylons, going to get shuttled forward with this shuttle. But these siege tanks getting tons of damage off. I don't think these Reavers are going to be able to target it. Only 28 HP left. One more shot. That main is going to go down. Mamba, of course, does have two Nexuses behind, but that is going to significantly slow down and all of his economy from his gas and his minerals. Just not looking good. Really going to depend on White here, who does have the supply lead to make something happen. The Terran helping out these cannons with some tanks. Good teamwork here. Fairy's economy is pretty big right now. This drop isn't going to do gonna kill him unless, of course, it does get all these SCVs. That will be work. Mamba getting tons of damage done here with this Reaver drop. Very nice stuff. That tank that was there, I think it was actually taken out. These Reavers will get taken out before... Oh, big time hit there. That if... Purple didn't have, or if Purple had better macro, he would be dead right now. Mamba doing what he can, putting on the pressure, but Prez just not being able to mass enough to break out to do any kind of counter damage. Both of these players having just enough economy to be able to hold Tim while also pushing closer and closer to Mamba. Mamba went for this very, very, very quick tech, which did do massive damage, but it was at the cost of losing his choke. Mamba gonna call GG, gonna tap out. Game 1 gonna go to Mr. Beats and Fairy L. Very great stuff. Oh, unless of course Tim thinks he's gonna 2v1 this. We could possibly see a 2v1. I wonder if Tim is going to try to it. Mamba remaking. I feel like he's going to tell Tim to leave here in a couple seconds if Tim doesn't do it himself. 104 supply to 99 or to 218 supply basically. His supply is doubled. Going to call the GG. GG, GG, GG. Game 1 in the books of the semifinal extra in-house $400 2v2 tournament. $400 American. Almost $800 Canadian. I think that's the appropriate exchange rate. Jumping into game 2. Pretty good game 1. Pretty good game 1. The TP was able to defeat the PP. Legend Evil. Coming in, gonna obs the extra 2v2 tournament. I think Mama just banned him. That's why Mama's hosting. He will ban anyone he doesn't like, and if you're probably on... Actually, no, he hates some people on extra tag. He told Ronan to get off of it earlier. So nobody's safe. Nobody's safe from Mom, bro. Alright, let's see the matchups. Orange, Tim picked Protoss. And Beats picked Protoss. Fairy gonna be Terran again. And Mamba gonna be Protoss again. So we got a rematch of the last game. Same matchup. The same teams have the same matchups. Going to be Mamba and Tim representing the Protoss, and Beats and Fairy. All right, let's do this. Mamba. Here's Mamba. And Tim. These two. Versus these two. Beats and Chew. Same, actually a little bit better spots this time. He's not going to be able to get... Or the Terran player isn't going to be able to get harassed from the top quite as easily because he will have Beats up there massing cannons in his base, no doubt, to protect him from at least this top area, and it will give him more time to protect all of these other areas. Still, oh, excuse me, not as easy as it would be in a corner spot, but at least you're not worrying about Mamba dropping you from 10 inches away from your base. Alright, so probably going to see the pretty standard open here. Both players want to get their main primary units out. The Terran want to get their Marines out. The Protoss want to get their Zealots out. They want to try to see if they can get themselves some kind of advantage on the map, some kind of positional advantage, so they can maybe take out one of the two armies, or they're able to block one of the two players in, which no doubt is what both of these guys want to do. They want to block one of them in and then try to focus on the other. We'll see how she goes. We'll see how she goes. Fairy getting the old triple racks out. Everything pretty standard. This is where, when I'm watching replays, I ×2 it at the very beginning. Because you basically know... Oh, actually, look at here. Here we go. We see Tim going for the 5 gate this time. He is going to go for a significantly higher Zealot mass than last time. We saw Beats throw down the 5 gate last time. We'll see if he tries that, or if he is going to just go for a quicker tech path this time. Usually, though, he does like to mass cannons. They are going to just find out what the matchup is now, going to discuss it amongst themselves so they both are on the same page and try to execute this a courting law. The first zealots of Mombra, or the first zealots of Tim, actually going to enter Mr. Marcus's base, who just has his standard 4-gate zealot pumping out right now. Tim, with his 5-gate, doesn't quite yet have the supply lead. It hasn't quite kicked in yet. He was able to run by, though, and get at least one probe. Gonna get this other zealot in here, start attacking. Nice little moves here by the Tim. Gonna get out at least 3 probes there. We see now Mark's though Mark's cell is gonna come in to attack Tim's probe. We'll see if Tim can micro while he was macroing. He does get that probe up where he can get his positions, but these zealots are able to run by Mamba, clicking on Fairy. They want to kill Fairy, but Tim is losing a lot of probes. Good job by Beats keeping these probes alive. Gotten 4 probes. 5 probes. Now the probe's attacking. The probe's using this pylon now as a little blocking path, a little wall for those guys to keep them alive as soon as possible. We see these fire bats out for Fairy again, but with no medics. Now we do see a medic back here, but his whole army not quite together. Is going to take a couple hits that aren't favorable for him. Beats coming down, sending zealots to help out with a probe. Going to probably start massing cannons inside of Beats' base to keep him alive, knowing that a lot of pressure is probably going to be coming. This time Mamba, instead of going for a quicker tech, he is going to go for a lot quicker economy. He's going to throw down that triple. He's really going to try to get everything going. He does have a probe outside on the base, which is always good to have. You always want to have probes out, so if you do get blocked in, you have something. You can just build something outside of the blocked in base. Just good stuff to have. In a lot of PVTs in 1v1, I like to throw down nexuses in the late game just around, so if you do lose your probe, you can have a nexus just building probes across the map. Mamba saying BBB to Tim, who does not... Oh, I guess he does have a forge, but he might leave himself vulnerable. 46 supply. He does have the lowest supply. He might have lost a couple SCVs there. Ooh, a couple SCVs there that I wasn't paying attention to. He does have his choke up, though, which is good. He needs to make sure that his units are back up here so the cannons are doing maximum damage to this army, because it is a 2v1 situation and you need to take any kind of spot advantages there that you can. Mamba gonna come here with a nice little sandwich maneuver to clean up all of this Terran army. The Terran army dropping down to a lot. Mr. Timothy, though, again falling down in supply. He needs to be making more zealots, non-stop zealots. The Terran still macroing very nicely, building nice productions behind, getting his command center out now. We can see Beat threw down his triple a little bit later than Mombro, but Mombro is a pretty high level player. Let's actually take this down so we can see. It looks like he's actually going for Dragoon range. So it looks like he's going to go 4-gate Dragoons, which is actually pretty interesting. That could be good to kill the Terran, but it looks like these two players are going to come out here. I doubt they're going to go for attack. Mamba does have his choke up this time. They're probably going to go for some kind of block in here, either with probes or SCVs getting buildings up here. Mamba does have a group of zealots out here, which could help with this break if they need to. Hopefully these guys can get a synchronized attack together. Tim trying to do his best to block in Beats here, both trying to block in each other. But a little bit better teamwork right now for these guys. They do have map advantage. Mamba does have his Dragoons out. And what else does he have? Just Dragoons. So right now he's just focusing on Dragoons. Not going to go for any kind of super quick drop. Maybe thinking that these two will be extra prepared for that and wants to kind of throw them off with a little bit of an extra mass. Mamba pushing now. The Firebat's not going to be so good versus the Dragoons as they would be versus these zealots just by themselves. Gonna push forward a stim with a couple of zealots in the back. I'm probably gonna make quick work of this first round of Dragoons. Tim, though, actually making a little bit of progress here. If these cannons go up, that would actually be really good news. Some of the army is going to have to go back, giving Mamba a little bit more of a chance to get out here before these cannons get up. Both groups of cannons are going to get up, so this is actually a pretty good, interesting situation. Mamba's blocked in, but Tim is out on the map doing some work. So if Tim can get map control and Mamba can focus on just killing these two players, even if he is choked in, I don't think that's going to be what he's going to do. I feel like he's going to actually try to break out, or maybe not. Right as I say that, he does throw down all of his tech that he is deciding to go. Mr. Beats here. Finish now. Move. These guys usually on social. I feel like Mark and Fairy must be on social because they're not talking very much. They must be in some kind of secret call, talking to each other privately. That would be a classic Mark thing to do in private. Always scheming, always having his private chats all around the place. Classic Mark. Mamba now saying he wants to take out his choke now that Tim has choked in Mr. Prez going to go for his drops a little bit slower. I'm not sure where his robotics facility is. Oh, there it is, just up there. We do, though, have the tanks out. The tanks are at the cannon choke, which is going to help significantly. Going to make this extremely difficult to take out. The army, though, is going to be in a sandwich maneuver, which is going to help, or which is going to be as good as you can possibly do, but the Zealots aren't quite going in with Tim, so the DPS isn't going to all be there at once. And yeah, it might be a long game here. When both players have their mass cannons out, we might be jumping into a little bit of a long game. Unless this Terran can... I guess you know what? The Terran can actually tank this ledge here and break him out. But it looks like Yellow's going to go for just massive drops. Maybe to try to take out the orange player who invested a lot of minerals. But at the same time, he actually invested a lot of minerals down here too. So that is really where all of his minerals are going. He does have his first drop going to go out. Not much defense here for Tim. Tim is going to be extremely vulnerable. And yeah, it could do some damage. Oh, what's happening here? Mamba sending up a dropship his own. Oh, probably to go for Mark, I guess. But here comes the drop now. Oh no, it's a probe. Here comes a drop into Tim's base. One Zealot going down. One Reaver going to drop. Going to get 11 kills. Not the worst Reaver in the world, but not the best Reaver in the world. Able to survive that. Mamba being able to pull. And he's actually going to drop a probe into Tim's base to help him with his drop D while massing gateways and drop D of himself at home. Mamba all over the place now, still at 200 APM at the 11-minute mark. Not giving up, doing what he can. I got you. Oh, a drop coming in for Mambro. Mambro, though, has pretty good defense here. Not really at his main, but at the choke. Going to choose a pretty good spot to sneak in here. Going to get into Mamba's line. One storm, not the best. The other storm, again, not the worst, not the best. Pretty good. Every time you get at least one. Did you get one? Mamba's asking if he did get one. 6, I think. Yeah, he did get a couple, I'm pretty sure. That's a funny question, though, by Mr. Mambro. Great pull, even though he did get 2 High Templars in there. Mamba with a great pull, great defense. Going to make sure that his probes do not all die. He is maxed out at the moment, so I feel like he probably has more probes than he really needs. He got that triple up super duper early, and Mambro doesn't usually stop. But Chu actually did break out, and he is going to be able to break Mark out. So a map control is going to go right back into the winning team so far, the team that's up hands. Prez starting to get his pylons up all around the map while doing his best to mass, because he wants to, if he can, break out Mamba because I don't know. Mamba doesn't have some strategies of his. It looks like he's gonna go for a mass drop, going to probably try to target the Terran player. We see Mark massing in cannons where he can as well. Great teamwork, eh? Look at this. Look at these extra players. Always having super great teamwork, building in each other's base, making it look all cool, making it not hard to see who the teams are. A lot of turrets around the map. Going to be able to see these drops. No Corsairs to help out this drop. Going to take a lot of casualties. Gonna come in here. Maybe it is just a High Templar drop. Well, it is quite a bit of units. That is a mass drop. A lot of drop. All those drop ships were full. That was a full mass dropship. Going to do significant damage. Might actually be able to take up this main. If he is able to take up this main and both of them are to survive, that will actually be a tide turning blow. But he's not going to be able to do it. A good repair by Fairy. Going to keep himself alive. I don't know if he did pull some of his workers at least. I don't know how many he pulled, but he needs to bring these guys back ASAP because he does not have a bank this time. He is doing a great job macroing, but that is a problem when you macro a lot. You take more damage to those drops because you just don't have the minerals behind. When you have bad macro, you have a lot of minerals behind, so the drops aren't quite as big of a hit. But if you just suddenly have 20 minerals, it is just not good. Mamba dropping another probe. Gonna have 2 probes inside of Tim's base. Going to really mass cannons for him. I guess Tim has been taking a lot of hits from Mr. Mark here. I feel like Mark's probably been dropping nonstop, while he himself is massing cannons slowly to stop all of these Mambo drops. It does come down to a lot of cannons in these 2v2s to gain a kind of control. It is not it is not I just lost my chat. We are reading the chat there. Sorry, and friendly note. USA. Oh, sorry. I know. It's all good, man. Dude, are good. Yeah, Mamba is the GOAT, actually. Raffle. I don't know what Tim's laughing at. I did miss. Oh, maybe he just got ult again. Another great drop by Mark. Gonna push in forward. Tim not having the best drops. Gonna drop an FU Mark, who I believe probably did just all him. I think he had a hidden dropship inside. Going to try to get Mamba here from the top. Great drops from Mr. Mark here. Mamba does have an expansion. I feel like he's been maxed all game, doing everything that he can to hold on. But Tim has just been getting abused by drops, not being able to get his full max army. Spending a lot of money, though, in the early game, too, on those cannons. 2 Templars going to go off, 7 and 8, getting 15 kills there. Another great pull by Momro, but oh, almost too good of a call. Forgetting about that. That's never what you want to do. That was actually more. Those tanks just got more probe kills than the those High Templars did. Mamba going to leave, knowing that he just pulled all of his probes and that Tim is dead. Mamba gonna go down 0-2. Beats and Fairy gonna take a 2-0 lead. Both times with Protoss Terran against the Protoss. So that is pretty Gosu. I don't know if I'm the best. I think Vulture probably is, because he is ranked number 1 right now. Vulture representing XTRE like a Gosu at the number 1 spot on the SCW ladder. I wonder if Mombro had to go. Did he log off? That might be the end of this series. I don't know. No, he's still here. Usually he remakes right away, but I don't see him in chat. Mombo. Okay, yeah, he isn't. He's still here. He's still here. I don't know if we're going to remake or not. Let me just see. Remaking, or are you guys done for? Okay, Mark said Mark is just gonna say go. Mamba is Gosu. Mamba is very, very Gosu. Very Gosu. Oh, did Beats just make? Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. I don't know if we're oh no, okay. Okay. Some people no Mom Bro though. We're waiting on Mom Bro. That's a compliment still. Clearly Mr. Mom Bro is carrying. Very impressive Terran, Mr. Fariel. Holding on his own, saying he learns from Fedor out. The GOAT, Fedor out. What a beast he was. Oh my goodness. Boy Zion. Did Zion Williams get hurt? Oh no. He should have just sat off. He could have been the #1 draft pick. He just made a $1 zillion just for being drafted. Hopefully that's not true. How? I don't even know if that's true though. He could be trolling me. I hope my boy Zion's not out. Alright, Mom Bro dealing with his baby issues here. Maybe we'll jump into that. Alright, maybe we'll jump into that. I don't know. Does anyone have a preference in the game? Should we continue to do that? Sword versus who is Sword playing? I'm cast stream right now. That's my dodge excuse. That is my dodge excuse. I cast stream. Alright, maybe we'll just go into this. I don't know what's happening there. Or Kirk. Me, Calvin versus Tim Chosen. What's happening? What's happening? Sword in, dude. Chosen versus Tim Kirk. Go part Calvin. I don't want to play. I want to cast. I'm a cast sword. All right, I'll write a cast sword. I don't really want to play right now. I'm in the casting mood. Let's watch. Let's watch our boy Sword, another extra representative. This is for the Invitational. We're switching back to the Invitational tournament, doing the dual cast and dual tournaments at once. Oh, we might have to be a Terranob spot. Who? I think Tim, or not Tim. Sword versus La Paradise. I believe it's a game. We'll probably cast like 1 or 2 more games. I'm not gonna cast past 11 o'clock because that is my bedtime. So we have 50 more minutes to do whatever's happening. Maybe get a couple games, maybe a couple 1v1 games in here before before the old bedtime. While this is all happening, though, I'm going to take a quick break because people just take so long to start a game. So I guess it's cutting down, but yeah, whatever. Quick break, 1 second, and then we'll jump into it. Actually, maybe I can just do this so you guys can still watch. Can I do that? I don't know. I don't want to mess with it. 1 second. Be right back. Then we're going to jump into this. We are back at Attack. Right, they paused it for us too, so they literally just got back now. But yeah, they haven't envisioned me yet. That's how back we are. Viz when you cut. I'm not sure who this red guy. Cast while you play. Oh, I didn't read that in time. Could have done some 3v3 extra, but I do want to cast as many games from this invitational tournament as I can. I especially want to cast that Evil versus Thanks. I think that's going to be that's like a potential finals right there in the first round. It'll be nice for one of those two to get eliminated. Because yeah, those guys are would both be hard to kill in a best of 9. That's for sure. I'm killing my workers here, not paying attention. We have Sword here playing Zerg. He's got a very good Zerg. I do not like playing his Zerg. His Zerg can defeat my Protoss pretty regularly, actually. He's really good at getting defense down and turtling. He's a really good turtle. He's hard to kill. Ooh. And he'll be playing against Lab Paradise. I don't know what his AK is. Do you know who he is, Friendly? Do you know his AKA? I feel like you are close with the LA clan. You were on that tag for a bit. I don't know. I feel like he's an old school player, though. I don't know if he's not very active on the ladder unless he's smurfing on a different account now. But let's try to kill both of our SCV. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you do it properly, you can get them both to kill each other. We have 0 supply. Not that time, though. Alright, we're going to hide that away and then pay attention again. The Zerg, Mr. Sword, extra, we're cheering for Brown. Brown is our boy. We want him to win. He is in a tough spot. He is, we might see Red come up here and up in our base here to harass him eventually. Brown, though, playing very nicely, not playing scared, only getting 1 sunken colony down, knowing that there isn't going to be too much pressure, at least hopefully. Putting that sunken colony behind, I guess, probably to prevent any kind of marine run by. XP Advocate. Oh, Medic ZT. Everyone from ZT clan seems to be pretty Gosu. So yeah, okay. Medic ZT here. Ex-ZT clan, pretty old school player. He is in the I don't know, it's like a lower kind of bracket because I guess there was 2 extra players. They invited a bunch of players, and so these 2 are fighting to get into the bracket. And yeah, they're gonna have to. They're in Vulture, or they're in Thanks / Evil side, which are 2 super strong players. So it's gonna be a tough path for these guys to get this $100. We see the first Marines coming out. It's gonna be a tough path for anybody because this is a stacked up tournament. Lots of high level players in it, including your boy. And we're gonna see what's going on. We do have the 2 gas and the academy here, so he is going to have a good Marine medic army with a little bit of a delayed tank push, I guess. I don't know. Usually you want to throw down a couple more barracks, but instead he's going to throw down a barracks up here, maybe to try to get some sneaky fire bats in here, which is always a possibility, because if you don't have any Zerglings, which I guess he does have 2 Zerglings, and you don't have any sunken colonies behind, this could sneak in. There is usually a dark spot here, but Sword does have an Overlord here and down here. These are the usual suspect spots for Terrence to try to land these sneaky fire bat bunkers. We are going to see this land. Actually, he's not even going to care. He's going to land it boldly. Maybe another thing that these people like to do, not even try the fire bat, is just put it on top of the minerals, and it makes it real hard, if not impossible, to click that mineral stack until you kill it. He does have a layer completing right now, probably going to get those super quick lurkers down, which it looks like it might be pretty good versus this build. This is not the standard, nothing wrong with this build either. It has a lot of marine medics in it. And yeah, okay, it wouldn't even be a bad idea though if he landed that and just started building a fire bat right in his face, because you can see there literally is nothing there. So he might actually have been able to potentially get some disruption of the mining done. But still, this is like guaranteed damage. You see, he's building an evil chamber because he does want to get a spore out to take this down as soon as possible. You can see these idle drones not able to click on the stack, but he's actually going to move it out of the way. How nice of him! Going to let Sword recollect those minerals. A lot of people like to just sacrifice that and just buy as much time as you can, because that really could have delayed Brown a lot more. I feel like he moved that a little bit too early before any kind of spores on only 2 hydras. He's now going to decide to land this, which I feel like is a little bit of reverse. I feel like he should have tried this first, and then once for 1 or 2 fire bats didn't do anything, or he blocked it or something, then he could have lifted it out. But he's actually not utilizing this 1 floating barracks to his maximum. But in the meantime, he is throwing down a double Stargate. So This is really good no matter what, because you can get 2 dropships off really quickly, which you can either try to shuttle some units over or just throw it down in the main. He did see that there isn't hardly any kind of defense back here except for 2 hydras that he is probably going to use to lurkers. Like I said, Sword is really good at turtling. The Marines are going to come in here to try to take out as many of these workers as he can, taking down 2 colonies really quickly. A Queen's Nest at the front, not going to really need that anymore. We do have the Queen going down now, actually disrupting these Marines quite a bit. I do like that. Just going to take it down now and going to move forward. I don't think Sword is in any danger here. Not the worst thing though anyway, but he did take out quite a few, and he's going to be able to get this tank nice and forward to start pounding away at these sunken colonies, which aren't too far away from Mr. Sword's main. He does have his lurkers out and his hive though on the way. Super quick 7-minute mark. He's going to probably throw down that defiler nest right away, and he's going to go for the defilers. Pretty good, strong, solid hold so far. The follow-up looks like it's he did fill up 1 dropship. It looks like he's just actually going to go for the double vessel. No units so behind here. This drop could do a lot of damage. It's going to be a tank and a couple of Marines. This tank could siege up and actually change the tide of this battle if it sieges up in time. Not sieging this tank though. Going to try to micro it down. Did take out that lurker before. It could burrow, and the first shot is going to go up right. Oh my goodness, the Zerg in such a good position. He doesn't have any overlords around the map to save it, and this is just really going to hurt the Zerg player. He was in a really awesome spot up until this point. This drop going to do significant damage, really going to hurt the Terran player. Stopping mining completely, still getting kills. 8 kills so far. That's not game changing, but all of this time wasted is. A couple of mutants are going to pop out. The Greater Spire isn't done. We don't see what the minerals or the supply is for either of these players because we did not get an observer spot, but now finally going to be cleared off. The dropship was saved, and this tank has been pounding away this whole entire time at the front. Now the economy, I feel like he doesn't have any minerals right now. You can see by not being able to produce anything. Going to try to send these mutas out to see if they can get any damage done, but I feel like now it's just going to fall out of control. Now it's going to be really difficult for Brown to regain any kind of advantage. I feel like that drop just really hurt him. Those little things can really throw you off, because everything really needs to be precise to defend everything properly at the exact time to get the exact amount of units that you need. to kill what the Terran is going to be pushing at you. Turrets at home. This is all going off of one command center. No extra command center here. So this is a pretty like low economy build. I feel like Red probably doesn't have a huge bank. He really needs to keep these units alive, but right as I say that, he does lose both of his vessels. 2 more vessels coming out. That is the benefit of having the double starport. You can get a lot of units out. Hardly any sunken though left here behind. This one tank just doing work all by itself. Only one tank really doing this. If he was able to pick that off, this drop or this push would basically be over. A dropship going to be used as that engineering bait to get as much scouting forward, but he doesn't want to move this tank too forward. A stim is going to go in. Red going to try to push in again. I don't know what the supply is, but he definitely has a supply advantage. We do have one defiler out, but that defiler not accompanied with any lurkers isn't going to be too good. The taking out more and more Sunkens, getting closer and closer to breaking this choke. The Zerg player doing what he can to get his gas and minerals up. He needs to just stay alive right now. Do what he can. He has Guardian starting. He does have the lurkers hopefully starting right away. More and more drones, but it might just be too much. This Terran pushing forward. Very, very strong push by the Terran player, just not slowing down while also harassing. The Guardians are out, which can take out a lot of infantry, but I don't know. This is a lot. And Eradicate not going to help the cause. These Guardians are going to be super weak. Going to get picked off, and Eradicate going down at home. No burrow. It doesn't look like there is a burrow. Going to get 23 drone kills. Sword falling apart to this Terran push. GG is going to be called. I'm pretty sure that was game 1 because Sword just came online. Nope, that's not me. I'm AV'd. We'll just leave so he doesn't think it's me. Tony G will take the L. Momo did Navy. Classic Momo always lagging and causing trouble in these games. The game 1 going to go to La Clan. Gonna go to the La Clan. Gonna jump into game 2 here in a second. This will probably be the last game I cast. Not gonna cast this whole series because that is crazy. But we will cast one more game at least, unless it's like a 5 pool or something. Then yeah. I have I don't know, I'm not even gonna try to attempt to read that word. Not even gonna try to attempt it. Where'd that guy at? Oh, there he is. Alright. Game 2. Last game of the night. SCW Invitational. This was a round 1 game. Earlier we saw Kokanee defeat Legend something 4-2. Then we saw Mamba get beat twice in the 2v2. And then we saw Sword lose. So hopefully we finish this stream with a Sword win here. We do got an Ob spot this time, which is good. And Sword does have Protoss, and he will be against a Zerg. Sword has a good Protoss versus Zerg too. Sword pretty good player. Pro Bang lying about what he bench presses. Alright, let's see how she goes. Sword has a couple different strategies, but what he has been doing a lot against me is going for like a triple nexus and then mass drops while he slowly masses Dragoons and gets Arbiters and just continues to drop and put pressure on. We'll see if that's what he does this time. He has a lot of different builds. I've also seen him just like mass zealots before too, and just try to break you. The Zerg is in a tough spot to hold. These middle spots are always way harder to hold than the corners. So some of these mass builds can be a little bit more effective than if they, or it can be a little bit more, can be a better option. Let's just reset that sentence and say they can be a better option. There we go. We see that first Nexus down. It's probably not going to be a triple Nexus if he throws down just a one Nexus in that spot, but you never know. Probably going to see the 4 gate after. We'll see if he saved this. We've seen the last 2 players go on 13, build the 4 gate, and instead of putting out any early gate, but no, Sword's going to go for actually a Forge. Interesting stuff. So I guess he's worried that it might be a Terran and he doesn't want to die to an early anything of Terran. Going to throw down, yeah, pylon at his choke, probably get that choke up ASAP. And then go into his tech. With this, actually, it could be a triple. If he's going to go no gateways, he could throw down another Nexus here with his next probe. We'll see if he does. Yeah, that's what I thought. With this build, oh no, maybe he didn't. He just tricked me. He's going to throw down the gas. Maybe he just changed his mind. I feel like that lined up pretty perfectly to throw down another Nexus. Maybe he saw that Overlord and that's what changed his mind. Not sure, but he's going to throw down 2 gas and a gateway. The Zerg player now going to see that it is a Protoss player. And whether you like it or not, since you don't have a Zergling or Overlord out on the map, you have to assume that there is going to be a Zealot pressure or some kind of Zealot run by. So you do have to get some Sunkens and Zerglings in this early game almost every single time. And more people are lying about more videos that they have of fake weight that they didn't lift. Hopefully, actually, Sword for some reason is gonna bring this probe back to his base and let Brown see where he is. But Brown isn't. Brown's gonna think maybe that's a trick, and he built some proxy pylons because sometimes players are tricky like that. And they can do things like that to throw you off, so you try to go for some kind of muta thing and it just delays it that much. We do see that 3rd Nexus going down now. Classic Sword style. He likes to throw down triple Nexus. How much do you lift, Tony? I do not lift weights for fun. That is not... I don't lift things for fun either. Lifting anything doesn't sound fun to me. I will not lift. I will not be a part of that conversation either because I'm not a gaffer. Urban Dictionary that if you'd like. So I think we are gonna see what I was saying earlier. We're gonna see Sword's new PVZ that he has crushed Tony G with in the past. Gonna go for the mass drops into Dragoons. I feel like, well, I guess once you scout this with your Zergling, you no longer have to really worry about your choke as much. Kokanee saying this is Sword's best matchup. I agree, Sword's pretty good at it. I don't know, Sword has a lot of good matchups. Whoa, excuse me. I'm gonna run the stats. Let's see what Sword's best matchup is. Sword is he can beat the best players. He is capable of it. He gets better every single time he plays, and me and him had a best of what 9. Because he quit XTRE for a bit to join AV, so I had to pwn him back into XTRE. We played a best of 9 and I beat him 4-3. I know, I got it in my hand. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, listen to me. What? Take whatever you have in your TS. That's okay. All right. Doing it after stream. First drop going to come out. We have the Overlord scouting that, though. So this drop isn't going to be a surprise. He doesn't have any Hydras out, though, so he's not going to be able to snipe this off as easily as he wants. He does have a nice little sunken colony around. Again, I'm trying to read and talk, which doesn't work good. These guys keep typing a lot, and I can't speak and read, unfortunately. One Zealot going to go down, and just one Zealot? Interesting stuff. Just going to scout, I guess. Maybe, yeah, I guess that was just to throw him off, because he did see that the Overlord was in it. So a nice little mind game by Sword there, trying to throw Mr. Brown off, get him in a little bit of a panic mode, and then just drop one Zealot and peace out. Overlord now going to peace. Now this Overlord is going to leave after getting pretty good scouting information. 2 dropships are going to be out on the map. Sword maybe had something else here. And no, not going to get any damage. I feel like this is just a distraction. I feel like maybe this one has a real one. Is there a Reaver in this one? I can't tell. I can't tell which one is the real one. I can't even tell which one is real. Both of these shuttles, one of them is real, one of them is fake. I feel like Brown knows that this is the fake one. No, he's saying the worst decoy ever. Brown is just not buying it at all. But now we have 3 shuttles coming in here. Is he going to be able to pick off all 3 of them? They all ran into the exact same spot. Not the best decoy shuttles I've ever seen in my life. They all ran into the only patch where Hydralisks were. That is also classic Sword there. Sometimes he can look like a god, and then sometimes he can look like a little bit of a pub. That right there was a little bit of a pub bang, saying, yeah, maybe CVC is better. Me, Kokanee being maybe proven wrong. Sword, though, is still going with the game plan. He is going to get Arbiters out, I feel like, and have a bunch of Dragoons coming out, and this choke still will be difficult to hold. Lava lamp. No, I'm not even gonna. Why would I even say anything? How can you not tell that that is a lava lamp? That would be weird to smoke out of. Good question, though. No dumb questions here on the Tony G stream. Another drop coming in here for Mr. Sword. I wonder how she's going to do. Dropping down right in the heart of the Zerg. Going to get 1 storm down. Going to get 2 storm down. Very nice storm. Those were excellent storms. He was able to pull quite a few drones still, but he did get significant kills. Bang thinking that Brown doesn't have as many drones as maybe he should, but that is the whole point of the storm drops, is to keep the Zerg as a low economy, because if a Zerg gets too much of an economy, they're just going to mass Sunkens and mass army from all over the place, mutabomb you, drop you, and pressure you from the front with Hydralings. Another drop coming in here, the non-stop drops coming in for our Protoss player. It's going to be up to the Zerg to defend this as well as possible. A little bit of a delayed pull there. Going to again take a lot of hits. I don't know if he picked up one of those. Maybe not. Doesn't going to matter. More and more drones getting taken out. You can see the supply lead getting bigger and bigger for Orange. Pro Bang going to call GG right now and say that it's 1-1. Sword is going to start massing his gateways right outside of the Zerg's base, knowing that the Zerg economy is just going to be smaller and smaller as each of these drops continue to do more and more damage. You can see Paradise's bank and army supply are just not very big at all. What are you talking about? I hope he's not talking about my ops. Gonna get another drop off. Oh my goodness, another big drop off. Each of these drops getting 10 plus drones. The Zerg player cannot afford it. These Dragoons don't have goon range. He's got to click that. as soon as possible. Kokanee also pointing that out. These goons getting up close and personal, saying another classic Sword. Sword just making one upgrade you forget can change the game a lot. These goons are useless without it. Goons, if he doesn't this his strategy, I guess Brown though is just having a real hard time pulling these drones. That might be GG, that alone right there. Yeah, this is a tough spot. You can see down to 43 minerals. Real tough spot for our Zerg player. This matchup is super hard if if you can't get your drop defense up and apply any kind of counter pressure or anything. Well, really, this matchup, I feel like it all depends on your ability to dodge those drops. Ooh, she's getting tired. Hopefully this game ends within the next 23 minutes. More drops coming through. Mass goons. Still no goon upgrade, though. I don't think he still has goon range. I feel like he'll know the next time. He just has to look once to see how stupid these goons are. Like, that choke actually might be impossible to kill if with Dragoons without range. Oh, look at that. Here he is. He realized it. Oh, and Bang is accusing him of cheating. But I feel like you can't go too long without doing that. Eventually you're going to go for air upgrades, and then you're going to click on that. Like, you go for air defense. And you're going to see that goon range. Or if you just paid attention once to one of these attacks, you'd see that these goons are just not doing absolutely anything. Another drop going to come in right as Brown is finally getting his economy back up. It's going to get... Oh, there we go. That was actually a good drop. That is the first step of coming back. Step 1, no goon range. Step 2, dodge those drops. Brown needs to sort out his minerals here. Sword massing more and more into the middle here. No arbiters yet though either. He's not playing at the peak Sword. Usually he has arbs out with these goon pushes, so it just makes it that much harder to kill. Arbs, of course, cloaking everything underneath him, needing an overlord or a spore to have anything to detect. Reaver or Muff. I got two PVZ builds. But yeah, my most common one is the Reaver build. I like to get that pylon out front of the base and apply some pressure. But the downside of that is you usually forget to get robos at home, and then you sometimes forget to get drops when you get carried away with making mass Reavers, because the Reavers continue to die without... I completely forgot what I was about to say. But when you get those Reavers, it definitely counters the lurkers more too, because most people don't get lurkers in this matchup, but they are going to be absolutely helpful in this situation. Going to force the Protoss to get observers, which he already does have out, or at least just throw some random storms out there. But Sword really needs to start targeting these front blocking wall units here that are protecting the Sunkens. The Zerg is slowly getting back into this game. He was nearly down and out. He had no minerals and hardly any workers. And Sword has missed his last couple drops though, so he's been able to regain some ground, while Sword hasn't really been able to make too much progress here on the choke. He does have a nice, well-established base. He has tons of Stargates out for his potential carriers. The Zerg still is really low on minerals. No Corsairs though. He has all those Stargates and no Corsairs. These Scourge are going to make short work of all of these dropships. Maybe this one drop ship. Yeah, nice pre 1-1 bang. Good thing you're not casting. Ooh, I was gonna say well, but we already got an LOL. MB Tony G should left the predictions. We are. I feel like Sword is going to transition into carriers, but yeah, the upgrades for the Zerg also aren't the best, but he is really doing a good job coming into it rather than making accurate StarCraft predictions. Oh, bang, you are so funny. A couple, I don't know what Sword's problem is. Did he kill all of his workers? I have seen him do that before. I've seen him storm all of his probes to go carriers, but I don't know what's happening. Where's Sword's money? He just has like a million goons queued up. I don't know what's happening. I have more letters after my name than you have in your entire name. Does that mean you just have a really long last name? Is that what that means? These observers got picked off. These lurkers are just doing mad work here. Letting these Sunkens just kill. I feel like what was once a really good situation is turning worse and worse. Oh my goodness. Racist. Going to get the drop off though. Oh no, gonna get sniped off too much. Oh, he does actually get one drop off. Very, very nice. Again, that is what you need to keep the Zerg from coming out of his base. You just never really want the Zerg to have the economy and the production to do that. You always want to keep them on their heels with constant pressure. But Sword just really having a hard time with these lurkers sunken here, not refusing to build any Reaver. Okay, actually look at that. Right as I say that, he does get one robotics down in the front. I feel like a Reavers a long time ago would have switch out of investors group if you want to retire one day. I want to retire right now. Not even kidding you. All right, we have to stop reading chat. Another drop gonna come in. Not gonna get anything done. A lot of units here just chilling in that line that those guys were trying to get in. Not the best picking off again. Not the best targeting with these units, but these goons are pushing in farther and farther, slowly making progress. But the economy for the Zerg player isn't still the best. He doesn't have the most gas. You can see a lot of workers over here overcrowded, and then not so much over here, and even one empty one. So he's gonna have to depend on maybe Zerglings, maybe just Hydralisk and Lurker Guardian will still do the trick. But I feel like Brown, as good as a job as he is doing fighting back into this game, it isn't going to be enough. The upgrades advantage is going to be too much. Upgrades just spiral out of control. High Templars will help out a lot, especially versus these clumped up lurkers. You can see even the Zerglings not going to be able to really do anything versus these Dragoons with the upgrades. The upgrades really proving to be the difference in these fights now that he's gotten through that choke, which was really giving him trouble with those rangeless goons. Going to back up a little bit with this Reaver that he does have pumping out of only one robotics facility. For some reason he should have like 8 robotics facilities here just streaming in Reavers. Now Reavers and High Templars, then you can put in the goons. I wish he did have like anything coming out of these Stargates. He focused a lot of time and minerals into all these Stargates for no real reason. Brown pushing in, trying to push out actually, which I feel like is a little too optimistic. I think he might think he's in a better situation than he actually is. Orange does have observers, so those lurkers are going to die doing hardly any damage. That is exactly how you want to kill lurkers as a Protoss player, not down here funneling down You want to have a nice big surround. These Zerg units just not going to be able to hold their own against these upgraded Protoss units. These upgraded goons that Sword loves so much in this matchup, which is just going to be streaming out of a ton of gateways right outside of the base, might be able to do enough despite Paradise's ability to get his economy back up. He got his economy back up, but he forgot about those upgrades, and you just need those upgrades to have to compete with the ground army of the Protoss if you're going to go ground army. Even the air army, though, like Dragoons can take out unupgraded Guardians if they have the numbers. Upgrades are important. Lings don't even have attack. Yeah, I know. The Zerg unit's literally not doing anything. Normally, if you have upgrade advantage, the Zerglings just tear apart Dragoons. You can get 12 Zerglings. But he is pulling actually the Guardians back from the main, which he was using for drop defense. And he's going to maybe try to push out again. I feel like he does have the economy. He might be able to do it, but really, the upgrades actually... Okay, now the upgrades are slowly getting up. 3-1 isn't nearly as bad as 0-2. But still, just an interesting spot. I feel like Sword now... I feel like Sword shouldn't have stopped dropping. They weren't always doing the best damage, but you just can't really stop dropping. And Sword actually might lose this this mid advantage that he did have. Well, I guess he had a full advantage, and he actually might be throwing this all away. A drop trying to sneak in here, but the drones are already pulled, so not going to be able to do enough damage. I guess actually, if you storm the gas, if you did it over there too, that would have been pretty good still. Not like the Zerg has a huge bank, but at the same time, the Protoss army is losing everything. Oh, I hope this isn't an hour game or something. I guess we are now actually cheering for the Zerg player, because he does have an advantage, and he can actually seal this deal quicker than our boy Sword. We got to switch teams for time's sake. And yeah, actually, it might be GG, but I don't know. The Protoss with their choke is a lot harder to push. But if you can get your map advantage and full map control, the Protoss might not have enough. Tons of High Templars coming out, but if he doesn't use these properly... If he uses these properly, they could potentially take out this whole entire army. But if he doesn't use them properly, then they're all just going to move into that army and die in vain. Another drop out here. Might be too late. A lot of Scourges again out there to pick it off. Pretty good defense over here. I feel like that will not be the right one. That would have been pretty unlucky of Brown if it was. The supplies are evening out though. He did take out all of those cannons, but those cannons were just there to buy him enough time to mass up an army and survive, because when he was on the full offense, it has quickly turned around to being on the full defense. He is massing a lot of Corsair, and a strategy that the low money players use is a Corsair DT, and I feel like in this instance that actually might not be the worst thing to do, because I don't see many Overlords out here, and he actually might be able to catch Brown off guard, at least for a little while, and especially if he does have upgrades. Doesn't have the attack upgrades on the Corsairs, but he actually might have... He still has to worry about dying right here. The Brown continuing to push forward, having lurkers. I don't think Orange has any observers right now. He's going to have to rely on the High Templars to kill this. But a nice big line of units coming in. A drop coming in. Brown already seeing it and pulling most of his workers out of the way. Not many here, but if he does kill the gas, that's still a good idea. Just, yeah, kill the gas workers. Still fine. Not game ending, but not bad. But I don't think Sword is going to be able to hold on. Not enough gateways at home. Not enough Reavers to hold off these ground units. Reavers make mincemeat of Zerg units. They might be stupid sometimes, but in these kind of situations, I feel like they're invaluable. Really, depending on your micro and your backup units, you need High Templars and Corsairs, all of that good stuff. I feel like he had the right idea, but that goon range was really costly. Those first couple goons could have done way more to that choke. He really struggled on breaking that choke without that goon range with that Sunken Reaver Spore combination. Still, though, holding on, not giving up. The Zerg is getting lower and lower on minerals. So if he doesn't kill him, yeah, I know he would have actually been able to come back, but I don't think he will. It would be quite the reverse comeback. Very impressive stuff by our Zerg player, holding on in this tough position, defending all of these drops and being able to reapply pressure. No ground units that come out are going to be able to kill these units, so it is, I feel like, going to be GG. Observer out. I guess if he mass DTs, like 12 DTs out here, but that still might not be enough. No Overlords inside. If he doesn't have Overlord range, I guess that's really the only chance. No Reavers coming out. Sword is going to call GG. The Zerg is going to come back and win that nice game there. Very nice stuff. La Paradise, 2:32 APM. This guy is not to be taken lightly, I guess. Able to defeat Sword 2-0. But that is going to be my last game of the night because it is getting late and I work nice and early in the morning. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, it's your boy. Later. Peace.